Oh, from Northern Beaches PA. Hi, it's been a while between videos. I haven't had much to review. Try to get the light right. Very wet, windy Sunday afternoon in sunny Sydney. So, talking to the rep Steph from AVE. She's new on board, taking over from someone who's retired. And she said, do you want to have a look at the Proel? I think it's how you spell it, P-R-O-E-L. Diva 12. I think they've been out for 4 or 5 years. So nothing new for a lot of people to learn here. What made me interested was the price. I think retail is $6.99 Australian dollars, but I've seen them at DJ City for $5.79. For a 12-inch powered speaker, $5.79 with a 4-year warranty. Hang on a minute, let's have a look. So she dropped one in very kindly for me to have a look. You know, we've seen a lot of speakers that look like this, let's say QSC, let's say Turbo Sounds here, and even some nasty, those crackly Behringers that's still alive somehow. Quite a modern look, grill all the way around. I mean, it's going to flex, but I sometimes just pop them out from the side when they get pushed in by customers. So what I was thinking of not reviewing this as a hire item, because there's a few things that instantly make it difficult for me to hire, let's say, or a hire company. But let's have a look at it for someone that wants a cheap speaker with a 4-year warranty from a company that's obviously making great inroads into the market right now by designing something like this for the price. It looks pretty sturdy. It's got handles on the sides, obviously, handle on the top. I mean, it is, the cabinet is a little bit boomy, but not as bad as some of them I've seen. Let's just unplug it, which is not plugged in. Just have a look at the back. I mean, there's a lot going on here. Really couldn't work out where to put it, so I do apologise. I haven't done this for a long time. It's a bit like the new JBL casing. I think it's going to scratch fairly quickly, but I tell you what I do is just paint over it. Probably shouldn't say that. It's got a fuse right there, which is old school. I haven't seen that for a while right there, so that's interesting to see. Often I find these break and the fuse will ping out, which is, again, something from the hire department angle. Screw in IEC, which is handy. I had a lady bring a JBL, an Eon, and she pushed the cable right through the casing, and there's no way to screw it because it was moulded in, so that was a headache. But this one, obviously, you can pull it out. Obviously, you can replace power buttons there. So let's just have a run through of the specs before we have a look at it. It's got a 1-inch compression driver, 1.3-inch voice coil, titanium diaphragm, all the good stuff. High frequency amp is 100 watt class AB, and it's got a 400 low frequency class D. Frequency response 50 Hz to 20 kHz, max SPL 127 dB. So max SPL, that's obviously, I don't think it's like peak power, but it's up there. So that's kind of screaming the life out of the poor thing. Built-in switch mode power supply, always handy. So that means you can just plug it in America or Australia. And I found a lot of the switch mode power supplies last a lot longer than, say, something with a dedicated 240. We get a lot of power spikes here, a lot of power dips. Had a couple of QSCs cooked recently, even older ones that maybe didn't have switch mode, I can't remember. But I do like a switch mode power supply, and it does seem to be more robust over time. The unit weighs 16 kilos, which is pretty light for a fairly substantial box. It looks the same size as a K12 or something similar, but it's 16 kilos. It's got DSP, which is, they all have, and it's got everything's sort of DSP now. If you either like it or you don't like it, or you like the convenience, it kind of does my head in sometimes. Bluetooth 5, which is, I don't know much about Bluetooth. I find it always connects when I don't need it to, and when I need it to, it doesn't. But Bluetooth 5 and stereo link. And it's got the dispersion from the cabinet is 90 degrees by 60 degrees constant, and that suits a lot of people. Obviously, you can use it as front of house. You can use it as a wedge. It's angled 45 up there, so good. It's got little legs, sort of rubbery pads here for wedge, which is always good. And this is interesting. It's got 2 wireless inputs here. So, let's say you get one for $5.79 or whatever. That's a lot of stuff going on there for the price. It says 1,000 watts all day, which I guess it says 1,000 watts processed active speaker. I'm sure that's peak power for 1 second before it blows up, which is that they all do it these days. But it's 100 high frequency, 400 low frequency. That sounds more realistic. So where do we go from here? There's a lot going on the back. So this is why I'm not doing it from my perspective, which sometimes is unfair, because it's got the mic guitar line on each channel here. So obviously, if I hired this to a person, they'd leave it online, and as soon as they clicked it on mic, they'd hear it get louder and be very excited by that, and then just it's probably do that a bit, So it's mic guitar line. Kind of worrying for me, like the old JBL PRXs, they used to glue the mic line button in. So that's a bit of a problem there. So let's just flick it on. I'm not going to do a sound check because there's no point, because you're listening on a phone or a pad, and I'm recording it on a phone and pad, and it doesn't do any justice. I have listened to it. It's loud. I'm pretty deaf, and I was playing something off YouTube through it. Sounded good. Let's say it's an entry or a next level up sort of device. So you've got two identical line mic inputs or guitar, so that's great. Then you've got your line in, which is your 3.5. You've got your Bluetooth channel here, stereo link there. So basically you pair it to your device, then which is doing now, and then you stereo link, which I don't have another one, so it won't link, but very simple for people to use. Great as a backup. Let's say you're a DJ or something, or playing in a band. You've got your mic in there, you've got your guitar in there, and you want to have a break, you can just pump up the Bluetooth. You've got your low, which is unusual. High is here and low is there. Normally high is at the top and low is at the bottom, but that's the other way around, which doesn't bother me, but it's just interesting to note. Then you've got your master button, which does stuff here. So you can click through your modes. I don't think you can see it, so I do apologise. It's got a really cool colour screen, which I've not seen. Normally it's a blue screen with white text on most of them or whatever, and you can change the brightness. This has got red, it's got all kinds of stuff on it. There's a lot going on with the EQ, so, you can go mode, and as you change the mode, obviously I'm absolutely newbie, you can see that actually it's got a EQ there, which is moving, which is great. For people who, I don't know if you can adjust that. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's moving. Is it moving, or is it just me? Oh yeah, it is. As you adjust the low or the high, you can see it on the EQ, which is great. Very, very nice touch actually, and it looks really crisp and easy to look at. It's got a little, so you've got your mode, which is, I've done something else here, so I haven't done this for a while. So your mode is basically live DJ, and then you've got, what else have you got? Oh God, I'm not doing a very good job here, I do apologise. So mode, and then you go monitor, speech, cuts off the bass, DJ, live, and music. Very neat for the price point. You'll get really used to your settings. I don't know if you can save any settings, etc. But that's a really nice feature. I mean, I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is cool. So just playing around. And obviously you've got your volume here as well, which you can crank up. You can see it down here moving, but 0 dB, and then you push your lows and your highs, and you can blow it up if you want to, but joking. Really neat at this price, you know what I mean? I've not seen a colour screen on a speaker before like that. Pretty cool. Buttons are nice and rubbery, really soft, nice feel to them. Now, I think you can just go and, I'm sure you can go in and mess around the EQ without, well, obviously you can, but there's 5 DSP settings. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's, I walked into a music store and I saw all the row. There was ETXs, EKXs, there was your QSCs, and I went, what's that one on the end? And it doesn't have a blaringly weird badge on the front that says Bon Tempi or Sponko. It's very subtle. A lot of people like to be brand aware, so they don't like some of the cheaper brands. But that to me isn't a problem. You've got your line out here. You got a channel. You can run your channel line out, or you complete mix output, which is pretty neat, really. And then you got your wireless, which is the proprietary Pro U24 wireless mic USBs. So let's say you've got a USB dongle here with a handheld, And then you could have a USB dongle here with a headset, or a lapel mic that works straight out the box, and it's designed to work with this product. Pretty. You know, that's a lot going on there, isn't it? Pretty. You know, let's say you're a young musician or using it for weddings and stuff, you're pretty much covered. You've got your wired mic in there or whatever. Then you've got your 2 wireless there. You know, there's a lot going on here that you can use. So yeah, I think, you know, let's say you get one for 600 Australian dollars, or 2 for 1,200. That's the price of one QSC K10. Obviously, it's you know, it's aimed to, you know, for people that, you know, want something like a K10 or whatever, or K12, but you know, it looks like one. Probably doesn't sound exactly like one, but when you're playing an MP3 or you're streaming from Spotify, which takes the music out of the music, you're not going to notice anything, you know. And you can always upgrade later on and keep this as a spare or whatever. But the 4-year warranty again is really good. But I'm very impressed with what you get. The build and the fit and the finish looks great. Let me just turn it off before I turn it round. Just the fuse thing, I've had a lot of these little fuse things pop, like break and become a weak point. I mean, that might be something that you can fiddle around with. There's your 45 for your wedge. Nice handles, really nice feel to it. And it's a good looking speaker. And as I said, there's no weird sort of badge that's going to upset someone here with the brand thing. It's just a diamond, you know. So yeah, not the first review on this product, but you know, very kindly loaned to me by the rep. So I try to do it justice. I mean, I've been a bit harsh on products in the past, but I couldn't really find anything wrong with this as long as I take my head out of the hire, you know, and it's for a consumer or a musician or a professional DJ to use. It's not something that, you know, you're going to hire out and people are going to swing on the mic buttons, because that's a problem. But I might get a few of those and, you know, glue the buttons down again. But yeah, Pro Diva 12A, I think it is, or 12, where it should say on the. But it's got a lot going on, a lot of DSP, a lot of Bluetooth, wireless USBs going on, you know, firmware I'm sure you can upgrade and stuff down the track, but let's say you get one for $600, you're not going far wrong. This is Joel Northern Beach's PA Hire on a wet Sunday afternoon in a very dirty studio from a long weekend of Anzac Day celebrations. Thank you very much. Cheers.